passion for good food.
Listen. It's just us. In all the world, only you and me. Nobody ever comes here. You can tell. It's so untouched. Like God just made it. Hey, Sherry, look.
It's Gavin, isn't it?
It's Gavin.
I can't ignore a guilty verdict just because our client got a suspended sentence.
Are we going to appeal it?
Oh, I talked to Mrs. Dell, and she agrees.
Well, in that case, I think I'll catch tonight's plane to San Francisco and start digging.
Well, call me if you have something. Okay. Oh, and try to make it back in time for your birthday, will you, Jess? Melissa and Frida are going whole hog on party plans.
Well, you tell them I'll be there, but nothing elaborate. I mean, no more than 30, 40 people.
See you, Jess.
Right.
Mr. Marshall, I'm Elliot Cord.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm afraid you caught me buying the opposition paper.
The evening edition of my paper is carrying this story.
Gavin Cord, your son?
Yes.
Is the pregnancy confirmed?
Yes, it is. Forcible rape, Mr. Marshall. He needs someone like you to defend him.
Did
he do it? He won't talk about it.
Well, Mr. Cord, if your son did, and the district attorney finds him guilty, I can't diminish the consequences.
In its time, my paper has published enough rape stories. I should know someone always suffers.
Oh, and why don't these blasted things fit?
You got the wrong size. You want the yellow box. And that's a good pen he writes with. You know it, Brent.
Yellow. All right, okay. Elliot Cord is great. But his son is guilty, and I'm going to prove it.
With what?
Lucy Jameson and Elliot Cord took off from a picnic 10 weeks ago. Monday, Labor Day, to be exact. Witnesses saw Gavin running like crazy. That's a direct quote, minutes after the attack. That same afternoon, Lucy was at the emergency hospital for bruises and abrasions.
She mentioned the attack to the doctor.
Did they ever? She didn't know she was pregnant then.
And that's your whole case?
The victim has made a positive identification.
Well, that's no novelty, Brent.
You haven't met the girl.
Convincing.
Absolutely. Ah, yellow it is.
Does she work?
Yes, at the Herald classified section.
Well, what about now?
She's still there.
She's charged Elliot Cord's son with forcible rape, and Cord hasn't fired her?
Well, maybe he's playing it cool. I don't know.
Maybe he's just a very decent man.
Which has nothing to do with his son.
No, not necessarily. Gavin played football in college.
Yeah. Made his first touchdown in high school. You might say he's still scoring. I don't mean to joke about it. The simple fact is, I've got a good-looking, physically attractive son who's got a normal libido, and he's loose in an era of some remarkably uninhibited young ladies.
So why resort to force?
There's another why. Why not simply come to his old man and say I didn't do it? That really bugs me. Gavin's not as communicative as he was. He reads a lot, and
He's what?
well, he's changed.
Does he talk about the war?
Nope. And yet, somehow it seems that a part of him is still back there in Vietnam. Oh, Gavin. Short picture, huh?
Real bum, the best thing with the subtitles. I see you're busy.
No. Gavin, I want you to meet Owen Marshall.
Oh, yes, sir. I saw you around campus when I was still in school. It seems like a very long time ago.
Gavin, your father wants me to defend you, but the decision is yours.
Is it? I mean, isn't it really your decision?
I don't understand that.
Well, if I'm a loser, why should you stick your neck out for me?
Are you a loser? Do you still go in for football?
Only from an armchair on Saturdays. I'm a surfer.
A religion, Mr. Marshall. You pray for family, peace, and surf.
You were hurt in the war.
Yeah, shrapnel in my arm. It doesn't bother me now.
Are you working?
Yeah, Parks and Recreation. I guess you have to ask all this stuff, huh?
Oh, and more if I'm going to defend you. Gavin, did you get Lucy Jemison pregnant? I have to know, Gavin. Did you get her pregnant?
Gavin, please answer, Mr. Marshall. Gavin, Mr. Marshall's trying to help us, trying to help you. Is it too much to ask to give him a straight answer? Gavin, for heaven's sake...
All right. Yes, I did it. I got her pregnant.
For one fleeting moment, hockey took America's center stage.
Hey, did I grow yet? Am I taller? Nope. Are you sure? Mm-hmm. I better eat some more cakes.
Now Kix is a good source of calcium, as much calcium as the milk you pour on it. Kids need all they can get during the years when pediatricians say bones grow the most.
Anything now? I think a couple of centimeters. I thought so.
Kix, with more calcium than any leading kid cereal. Kid tested, mother approved.
My doctor said occasional personal dryness is natural. She recommended KY. I chose KY Silk E. Nothing feels more natural.
KY Silk E with vitamin E from the #1 doctor-recommended brand.
You've really been wanting a satellite dish, haven't you? You want all the sports. You want all the movies. But you're concerned. Hey, Radio Shack explains everything. And for a limited time, Radio Shack will install it for free. Just buy an RCA DirecTV system for only $99.99, and you'll get free Radio Shack professional standard installation when you sign up for Total Choice programming. Get local channels by subscription in select areas. Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
Who is the Bubblegum Crew? We know to you. It's not the Bubblegum who choo-choo-choo. The school dude and easy, the disco diva, the fitness freak, a real overachiever. Who is the Bubblegum Crew? We know to you. It's not the Bubblegum stuck on your shoes. They had a big, hairy, groovy chick in Chatterbox. And don't forget dancing queen, she really rocks. And that's the Bubblegum Crew. Now you know what to do. Perfect for everyone, no matter what they do. And that's the Bubblegum Crew. Which one are you?
Take the Quilted Bounty Challenge. Wash the dishes with one sheet.
It does jobs I never thought a paper towel could do.
Wring it out like a cloth.
It's extra durable.
Bounty has cloth-like quilting, and it's quicker.
It even scrubs the carpet.
Ordinary towels fall apart on carpets, even top-quality towels. But Bounty has cloth-like durability.
The quilted top picks her up.
Take the Quilted Bounty Challenge.
Burger King introduces the Bacon Cheddar Whopper. Crispy bacon and melted cheddar cheese with the great flame broiled taste of a Whopper.
We have re-entry in T-minus 10, 9.
The Bacon Cheddar Whopper. Available on Earth for a limited time, so grab one today.
Hi, Gavin. I had to see it to believe it. A fullback switching to surfing?
Hi.
Department of Parks and Recreation said I'd find you working around here.
Lunch hour.
Huh?
I guess it's a hassle if you have to reach me when I'm working or surfing.
Oh, any chance to get away from my office is no hassle.
You want to know about Lucy?
When you said that you were responsible for her being pregnant, I got the feeling you decided that was the easiest way to end the conversation. Now, I know how girls can say yes one minute, and then after they found out they're pregnant, scream foul. Now, if that's the way it is, Gavin, it'll give me something to work with.
Gav! Hi.
Hi. What happened to anthropology? I thought you had an exam.
Well, it was multiple choice. Pretty easy, I hope. Hello.
Hello.
This is Owen Marshall. Tracy Brown, my surfing buddy.
I didn't mean to break this up.
Gavin, why don't you drop by my office after work? Nice to meet you, Miss Brown.
It's beef and Swiss cheese. You can slice in the avocado. Hey, don't mention it.
Oh. Thanks for lunch, Trace. Hey, why don't you cut your way before we eat?
Okay.
Hi. Hi. Problem?
Yep,
Big one?
sort of.
What is it?
Jess.
Jess. Oh, honey. Now, I miss him, too. We both miss him. But don't you think you're a little young for him?
Come on, Frida. You know what I mean. I still don't know what to get him for his birthday present.
Ah.
She said she was giving him a briefcase.
She said?
Sandra, his new girlfriend.
Oh, that's very interesting. Because she told me she was giving him a wristwatch.
She's kind of pushy and rich. She'll probably get him both and make us look really dumb.
Oh. Hi. You missed Jess's call from San Francisco.
I hope he's doing better than I am.
Well, he said the only surviving member of the Dell family is unavailable. Car accident. Oh, did you find Gavin Cord?
Yeah, at the beach. With a girl. His surfing buddy called her. Very beautiful girl.
Mr. Marshall, you sound surprised. Mr. Marshall? That's like saying that Raquel Welch has to go to a computer to get a date. I think that you had better take a look at your client through a woman's eyes.
And what would I see?
Lochinvar, Don Juan, Mark Spitz, the whole crowd.
Frida, that's exactly why I don't buy his confession. Now, look, you've taken dictation on this case. What is your intuitive opinion of our client? Innocent or guilty?
I was afraid you were going to ask me that. Well, I would say that it wasn't the first time that one of our clients said he was guilty when he wasn't.
Some truths are uglier than a jail sentence, huh?
Mr. Marshall, you know, Gavin Cord pulled some pretty rough duty in the war. Now, something might have happened to our good-looking client. And suppose, and I'm not saying that I subscribe to this, but suppose Gavin's sexual drive is perverted.
Yeah, I've given that some thought.
Mr. Marshall, if you gave me a couple of hours, I could go to the library and do a little research.
All right. Meantime, I want to talk to as many of Gavin's ex-girlfriends as I can.
Maybe we can get a little bit closer to the truth.
Maybe.
Well, bachelors should dine together more often. Saves arguing about the check.
And a person can order his own drink. Waiter.
Scotch on the rocks, please. Well, you making any headway?
Nothing worth posting. I asked Gavin to drop by this afternoon. He didn't show.
This is Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
That could be a partial explanation. He usually drives down to L.A. Army buddy of his that he got close to overseas.
His friend ever visit here?
No. No, I never met him. Why, do you think Gavin is lying?
I'm just reaching for anything. Gavin isn't being helpful at all, Mr. Ford.
Make it, Elliot. Maybe he thinks the confession he made to us is enough. Owen, I think my son is innocent. Now, are you telling me that that's just a paternal verdict?
Are those the papers?
Oh, yeah. A transcript of his grades, high school and college. Letters he wrote to me from overseas. DD 214, that's a statement of service from the Army. And snapshots of various girls he used to date. Oh, and Lucy Jameson's personnel record. She came to work as usual on Tuesday. That was the day after Labor Day. And on Wednesday. But then on Thursday and Friday, she was absent. As far as her supervisor can remember, she never offered any excuse.
Does Gavin know you're giving me these?
Oh, yes, he helped me round them up.
Elliot, do you happen to know if Lucy Jameson lives alone?
No, she has a roommate. A young woman in our art department. A girl named Candace McNeil.
Well, I never got close to Lucy, even though we're roommates.
On the Thursday and Friday after the Labor Day picnic, Lucy didn't show up for work.
Yeah, that kind of sounds familiar.
Was she ill? Flu? Virus?
Not that I know of. She was just out. She came back to the apartment on Saturday morning.
What did she say?
I can give you the exact words. Good morning.
Miss McNeil, these are important questions.
Okay. She didn't say anything, and I didn't ask.
Your roommate vanishes?
Look, we don't go rummaging through each other's personal lives.
Did you know Gavin?
Know him. I introduced Lucy to him. Really threw me, you know. I mean, he got back and started coming on to Lucy. I guess it was all those letters she kept writing the boss's son. You know, step up in the world. Miss Wholesome.
What does that mean?
It means I know enough about Lucy Jameson to bet you a second cup of coffee that Gavin and I were closer than they ever were. Even if he did get her pregnant.
This was before the Army.
It was no big deal. I just joined the crowd. Why not? Gavin was like, only 20, but he really knew his way around a girl, you know?
Marcia would like you to hurry it up. She'd like to have her coffee break before lunch.
Marcia's a drag. Oh, Lucy, this is Owen Marshall, the man who's going to keep you from hanging Gavin.
Miss Jameson?
I'm glad that this happened.
Well, I think I should mention that any discussion of the case in these circumstances would be unethical.
Unethical? You're trying to keep Gavin Cord out of jail, and you talk to me about ethics?
Miss Jameson, you know very well that everyone is entitled to a defense.
Oh, that's great. That is great.
Please.
Please what? Don't raise my voice? Disappear? You don't care about me or my child. You see, Mr. Marshall, you're paid to forget about us.
You're wrong if you think that.
You know what happens to a girl when she tries to get some justice after she's been raped? Do you? Well, first she calls out to her parents, only they don't answer because they're dead. You get dropped by everybody close to you. And boys have a way of avoiding you when they know that you're pregnant. You know who gets blamed for the whole ugly mess? But that doesn't matter to Gavin. It doesn't matter to anyone, I suppose, least of all to you, Mr. Marshall.
That really must have been terrible for you.
Well, she seemed so young, so fragile.
Mr. Marshall, keeping in mind that I really understand the principle that everybody deserves a good defense, can you tell me what's going to happen to Lucy Jameson if you get Gavin off the hook?
You sound convinced that Gavin's the father.
Well, she's a very convincing young lady, you said.
Yes, Brent said that about her, too. But Frida, a girl in her position can be convincing, persuasive, deceitful, violent. Anything she feels will help her unborn child. That's instinctive.
Mr. Marshall, you haven't got a shred of evidence to clear Gavin. And you're still hoping.
Well, the case against Gavin may not be as transparent as it seems. There's something bothering that young man. So if he's reticent, uncooperative, sullen, well, there are reasons. Perhaps some we don't know.
You have just written a perfect summation for the prosecution.
Well, I don't think I haven't considered that possibility. But before I change the plea, I'd like to be a lot more certain than I am, wouldn't you?
You're asking me again. Mr. Marshall, if I have to cast my ballot on the evidence we've got, now I would have to vote guilty.
We had just moved into our new place. We didn't realize how much stuff we were going to need. But we both were working, and we thought, hey, we can handle this. And then Mike's company downsized.
Erica Fleming talks about the day she called Profina Debt Solutions.
So Mike's trying to find a new job. Meanwhile, all these bill collectors are calling us. It got so bad that a lawyer friend of Mike's said he was going to help us file for bankruptcy.
There's a place to call for help, and the service is free. At Profina Debt Solutions, we don't make loans. We do provide a non-profit confidential service. We negotiate with your creditors and stop the phone calls.
We couldn't believe it. I mean, they got our payments down.
Yeah, way down.
Get all your bills together, then give us a call. In 30 minutes, we can lower your payments and start getting you out of debt.
Mike just had a really good interview. I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah, but I don't know what we'd have done if we hadn't called him.
Don't wait till things get bad. Call Profina Debt Solutions. It's not a loan. It's a way out of debt.
We're crazy about television. TV Land.
When you coach the junior gymnastics team, you do most of the exercise, so muscle aches are out of the question. That's why I take Advil every time. This is a very safe sport, as long as I can keep up. So I trust Advil. Absolutely nothing's been proven stronger in even tough pain. These kids depend on me, and I depend on Advil.
Advil, stronger than pain. And for kids, nothing relieves fevers faster than children's Advil.
Who's the silliest bear around? It's Singin' Giggle Pooh. He sings.
When I'm up, down, touch the ground.
Tickle him, and he giggles while he sings.
I improve my appetite.
It's the most brilliant. Singin' Giggle Pooh and Friends.
Buying a carpet deep cleaner can be confusing. You may think they have steam or heat the water, but in fact they don't. Presenting the Bissell Pro Heat, the only upright deep cleaner with a built-in heater to heat the water. See the light? The heat is on, making the hot tap water up to 25 degrees hotter for maximum cleaning performance. The Bissell Pro Heat. See the light? Bissell. We mean clean.
Escape the everyday, even if it's just for dinner. Red Baron Baked to Rise. It's our most incredible pizza yet.
Can your tissue take care of your biggest blows without going to pieces? Puffs Extra Strength can. When wet, it's twice as strong as the leading ordinary tissue. And because it's Puffs, it's also soothingly soft. Puffs Extra Strength takes the blows and soothes your nose.
Melissa? Yep? It's stuck again. You pull and I'll push.
Hey,
It leaks. It is not supposed to rain in California, and your umbrella is not supposed to leak.
Frida, you're soaked.
You noticed. Maybe that's because I have been functioning above and beyond, while your colleague, our beloved brother Brandon, is out cavorting in San Francisco.
Well, if it's any comfort, Jester's investigations are paying off, and it's raining even harder there.
Ah, now that's justice. But I'm still not mollified.
What's mollified?
Mollified means that I'm still mad because the American Bar Association's #1 Mr. Fix-It can't keep that door from sticking when it rains. Oh, Major Perkins from the Army Legal Office sent his regards. And he said that Gavin's discharge was AR 635-200, and paragraph 3 indicates SPN 662, which is the magic number because it means it was a medical discharge.
Which means that the arm wound was more serious than you indicated.
No, it means that it was a psychiatric discharge.
Oh. No details, of course.
No, but the records are on file at the Army Records Center in St. Louis, and it can be gotten if you can get Gavin's signature on a release.
Well, everything takes time, even authorizations. Get him on the phone, will you, Frida?
Okay.
The boy won't authorize your looking into his files. So what am I supposed to do about that, Owen?
Well, I thought, Judge Avery, that in a case like this, a very special case, you could...
Yes?
Well, that you could use your influence with someone you know in the Army Records Office to let us take a look at those files.
That's simple.
Well, I know it's not simple at all.
Oh, and it's impossible. That's what it is, and you know it. Without his approval.
He could spend the next good years of his life in prison.
There's something in those records that's important to this case.
You, sense that, have a hunch about that.
Well, sometimes that's all we have to go on, a hunch.
Suppose the young man's file helps the prosecution. As a judge, whether I'm to be involved in this case or not, and I think not, I can't act exclusively on your client's behalf, and you know that.
I know.
I'm suggesting you could be hanging your own client.
Can't hang a man twice.
You giving him a hard time?
So much so that I'm willing to risk whatever you turn up. Judge, I need something to go into court with. As it stands, you'll be convicted.
I'll see what I can do. But you have to get some authorization for this. His father, someone's.
Where are you? Gav? Where's the uncomplicated, handsome surfer that I practically grew up with? I only see part of him lately.
I thought you were the girl who didn't ask questions.
Okay. Open your mouth. You see? Has nothing to do with environment. It's all genetic. My father was a basketball player.
I know what you mean, though. But only seeing part of me.
We also have pears and apples.
No, I want to talk about it, Tracy. I can't exactly pin down what it is. I feel like I'm dangling in time. I don't know which way to look for the past or which way to turn for the future.
Is this all since you've come back?
Some kind of gap in my memory. The Army doctors try to help me with it.
It's about something that happened in the war?
Pieces of whatever it is keep coming back to me. More often lately. I can't seem to really grab hold of them. It's like seeing something, and then when it's gone, I'm not even sure it was there.
This rain should bring some good surf.